Irene. I'm a content writer at Kurogo, and I'm also a beginner polymer clay artist. So a few weeks ago, I had this really random idea. I thought, what if I sent my friends something special for Christmas? So I messaged all of my close friends and I asked them for 1, their favorite animals, and 2, their current addresses. I'm gonna take you along through this whole journey. You'll see everything from my mood board, my sketches, sculpting, glazing, and assembling the keychains. Let's get started. So I'm just gonna quickly show you my Pinterest account. I'm just gonna go to saved, and then you can see that my polymer clay inspo board is here. So whenever I like a sculpture that I've seen, or if I've seen a really cute picture of an animal, then I will save it in this board. After that, I will download the image and then place them in a mood board like this. So this is the folder that I created in Milano for my Christmas charms. I referred to all of these photos as inspiration when I was sketching the characters that I wanted to create. And it was honestly really helpful for me to create this mood board. So full credit goes to the amazing artists who either drew these images or created these sculptures. So now I'm just going to show you the sketches that I drew. So this is not really a sketchbook, it's like a notebook that I bought when I was in Hungary, but I ended up using for my sketches. Okay, so here you can see that I'm trying to cover the names, but I wrote down all of the animals that my friends really liked. And then you can see on December 9th, I just started sketching and oops. Yeah, this was December 9th. These were my sketches. I don't know. I just kept experimenting with different postures and different faces. And I did want to make it Christmas themed. So I always tried to kind of add a Christmassy aspect to it, like with the hat and with the gift here. And I drew a couple of versions of each one until I was more satisfied with it. Right now, I'm honestly just trying to find my style and be more comfortable with sketching and drawing. Okay, so we're finally on to the sculpting process. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to show you my setup. This is what I have so far. So my laptop is here and it's connected to my monitor. Usually when I'm sculpting, I really like to listen to C-pop, and I honestly can't even understand the lyrics, but I just find C-pop to be so calming and so nostalgic for me, so I always love playing it in the background. And then here I just have a glass plate as well as these acrylic plates that I just got recently. And here's my sketchbook. Here's my tray for when I'm gonna put my finished pieces. I have a garbage can here. And then I also have some Q-tips, and these are my clay supplies, so a rolling pin, some of these supplies here, another rubbing alcohol, and then here I do have 75% rubbing alcohol, and my clay colors are here. And then I have water on hand as well. And then I'm gonna sit for now, but then if I do ever get tired, I can just kind of use my standing desk. So ready? Let's get started. The first sculpture that I'm going to make is this elephant. Honestly, this is just going to be a lot of trial and error, but here we go. So I finally finished my elephant with the Christmas hat, and this is the final product here. All in all, I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. So now I'm going to make my next 2 sculptures. I'm doing them together because they're both the same animals, they're both cats. So let's get started. These are the 2 cats that I'm gonna make. One of them will have a present on their head, and another one will be holding their candy cane. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so this part actually took quite long, but I finally have all the pieces for my two cats except for their faces. So now I'm just gonna assemble all the pieces together. So I finished the two cats. This one has a present on him, and then this one is holding a cat cane. They also have a tiny tail at the back. At first the tail that I did was a little too big, and then I changed it to a smaller one. But I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I might change it back to the thicker one. To be honest, they don't really look like cats to me because I think their ears are too big. I think if I were to make them again next time, I would make the ears a lot smaller, and I might even use a lighter shade of brown rather than the caramel color that I chose. I definitely think I like the elephant that I made more, but I'm also happy with how they turned out. So right now, my workspace is a little messy. Look at all these chairs here. It's because I'm trying to film so many different angles that I have one chair for a different position. And then, yeah, and to be honest, I even just did a light cleanup. I put all my clay away, put all my supplies in the container, and it still looks like this. Good morning. So it is the next day. Yesterday, I only ended up finishing the elephant and the two cats. So today, the plan is to add some whiskers on these cats because right now, I don't think they really look like cats. And then after that, wish me luck. I plan to sculpt the sloth, bear, the beaver, a totoro, a capybara, a turtle, and Stitch. I'm nervous to see how many we actually get through, but I do have the whole day today, so yeah, that'll be the plan for today. Okay, so I just finished adding the whiskers. Except I don't even know if they look like cats still. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think the ears are too big, or if I should change the color of the fur? This is what they look like. So far I have these four. I have the bunny from the other day, the elephant, and then the two cats. Next up, I'll be sculpting this sloth. Okay, so I added the snowman and I added the strawberry cake. This is what I have so far. This is a 360 view. I do have to clean the white a little bit after I finish, but for now I'm going to add the details for the face. Yay! So far I've made the body of the turtle. I don't even know if this looks like a turtle, but you know what? Let's just see how it turns out. Okay, this is what I have so far. I have this shell on. I don't know, I'm not a fan, but you know what? Trust the process, trust the process. Okay, so this is what the turtle looks like in the end. I feel like, well, I think it turned out a bit better than I expected, but I just feel like something is missing at the top of his head. What do you guys think? Let me know. Also, I think his body is a little too big. Next time if I make it, I definitely have to shrink the size of his body to match the shell on his back. Also, I thought it was really cute because it's like he's wearing a backpack for his shell. So this is my tray so far. I'm almost done. I have 2 more pieces to make. Just the dozoro and then the stitch. I have the ears, but I don't know. This looks like a monkey. Okay, so I just finished stitch. I think this one took me almost an hour, maybe less than an hour, but it was my first time. And I'm so happy with the final product because honestly, I was terrified for how this is gonna turn out, but okay, well, I'm a beginner and this is my first time, but overall, I'm pretty happy with my first attempt. So now I've done all the characters that I sketched. I'm so happy. Okay, so this is the aftermath of sculpting yesterday and today. Honestly, it's not that bad, but I'm going to clean this all up. Awesome, so these are all my creations, and now I'm just going to put eye pins in them so that I can turn them into keychains. They're going in the oven. So they just finished baking. I'm just gonna wait for them to cool, and then finally I'm gonna start glazing them. Hi, so I finally finished glazing and curing my sculptures. So this is what it looks like. This is what they look like up close. You can kind of see how they have like a very nice glossy finish to them. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Yeah, do you see that? Look at his poor trunk. Look at his poor trunk. I'm so sad. But yeah, at least grateful that I was able to super glue it back together. But if you look at it from the front, you can't really tell. But I know, so I won't be able to ever not see it. But overall, pretty happy with how they turned out. And now I'm just gonna put the keychains on these guys. Okay, it is now 8:48 at night, and I finally finished attaching all the keychains. So here are 9 lessons that I've learned throughout this process. Number 1 is don't be afraid of the blank page. So I was so scared to put pencil to paper at first, but here's what helped me. Number 1, I looked at my inspiration board. It's okay to be inspired by others. Just add your own unique spin, and then always give full credit to the original creators. And then 2, it gets easier with practice. The more you do it, the less scary it feels. Number 2, when you're working with darker colors like red, brown, black, or blue, always wash your hands with soap before you move on to the lighter colors. Otherwise, the pigment from the darker colors will bleed onto the lighter colors, which happened to me multiple times, and that was really sad. Number 3, rubbing alcohol is so important. You use it to clean your workspace, you use it to clean your sculptures, and what I didn't realize was how much dust could collect on my sculptures before glazing, and even during the glazing process. So definitely clean your sculptures again before you glaze them, and just be careful about all the dusts and just kind of clean your workspace before you even start glazing so that dust doesn't get on the sculptures when you're glazing. Number 4, now I'm still learning and practicing how to glaze properly, but here's what I'm gonna keep in mind for it next time. So number 1 is glaze during the day. Even though I had a ring light on, I feel like I still couldn't see the glaze as properly, and now that I'm looking at it the next morning, I noticed that I can see the glaze more clearly when it's completely bright outside. So definitely for next time, I'm gonna glaze during the day. And number 2 is try to apply a really thin, even coat. If the coat isn't even, it'll clump when it's curing. Number 5, I made a mess by glazing before super gluing the pins. So one pin had glaze in the hole, and when I pulled it out, it completely ruined the piece. So here's what I'm gonna do next time. I'm gonna super glue the pin first, and then I'm just gonna be extra careful about not getting any resin in the hole. Number 6, some parts of your sculptures are really fragile. So when I was glazing my elephant, I accidentally dropped him after the first coat. So what ended up happening was his trunk broke. After that, I tried to fix it with super glue, and then I added more resin on top. And then what happened was the trunk kept falling off because I guess the super glue couldn't dry with the resin on. So I had to cure the resin and then apply super glue, which helped the trunk stay intact. So number 7 is just practice. My first attempts at glazing and assembling the keychains was really difficult, but over time I got better. So stick with it. It really does get easy the more that you do it and the more practice you have. Number 8, mistakes are part of the learning process. So I made so many mistakes during this whole process. Like my Dotoro has a hole at the top of his head just because initially I put the eye pin there, but then I ended up taking it out and putting it at the back. But because of that, I had to like patch a hole on his head. Thankfully, you can't really notice it now because I kind of blended the clay a bit, and then after the glaze, it's not that visible. And then my elephant's trunk broke, so I had to super glue it back on, and that is a bit visible. If you look closely, you can see the broken lines. And my candy cane cat has a crack at the top of his head where the pin is because I had to remove it in order to insert a new pin. So was I frustrated when all of these things happened? Definitely. But I know that mistakes happen, and every time I mess up, I learn something new. It's just all part of growing. And number 9, you are more capable than you think. Don't let self-doubt hold you back. My sculptures aren't perfect, but they turned out better than I expected. If I had let fear stop me, I wouldn't have discovered what I could create. So believe in yourself. You've got this. So thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think about the sculptures, and let me know if there's anything else you would like me to sculpt. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!